Welcome once again. We've talked about a StokoCAD. We've seen how a StokoCAD is filled, but for recap, just in case you missed our first session, StokoCAD looks like this. You have the name of the facility, you have the health unit code, which is unique for a facility, you have the name of the item, you have the pack size, the number of units in a pack, you have item code. The item code is unique for a particular item. You have storage condition specifies to guide the store person where and how, under what condition to keep the items. Then you have a unit of measure. We explained it can be used interchangeably, but it might not be necessary sometimes. Whereas you may have a pack size defined, but for some reason or the other, store person or a health facility might prefer to issue out the smallest unit. Maybe they might choose to issue out a blister, or they might choose to issue out tablets or strips, and they disregard a pack. So whatever they decide to issue out is defined under unit of issue, and that is what is reflected on the StokoCAD. So whatever I see here on the StokoCAD is a representative of the unit of measure that has been defined. This session we are going to talk about monitoring our average monthly consumption. The average monthly consumption is a key parameter that helps us to monitor stock levels, to put meaning to the data we are collecting on a StokoCAD. If we just collect in, out, it will have no meaning. We'll just see number of tins on shelf and their equivalent stock balances, but it may not have significant meaning. When we convert them to stock levels, then we are adding meaning to this stock data quickly without wasting a lot of time. Average monthly consumption. There's some formula here. I think you can look at it. There's average monthly consumption, which is an average of a figure. Like if I've used 10 tins today, 20 tins tomorrow, 30 tins the next day, my total consumption will be 60. And my average, if I divide 60 by 3, will be 20 tins. That is, just assumes an average for the 3 days of consumption. However, for the sake of improving our forecast, Ministry of Health recommended a need to adjust our average monthly consumption. Why do we need to adjust? Because during the course of time, the course of or the review period, when you're tracking your consumption rate, there are days when you might be stocked out. So if you're looking at a time period of 3 months, which are 90 days, and within the 90 days, you had 20 days when you are stocked out. If I just take the flat consumption rate, it will include consumption even for the days I was out of stock. So to ensure that our rate is more realistic, we adjust by excluding those days out of stock. So what I would do, I take the entire consumption for the 90 days, 3 months, and I divide it by the number of days when I actually had stock. So if in 90 days, 30 days I was out of stock, I would divide my consumption by 90 minus 30, which is 60. 90 divided by, which is 60. So the rate I get is a consumption per day. I am calculating a daily consumption rate. So my daily consumption rate that I have got, I'll convert it to a monthly rate by multiplying it 30 days. So if in a day I'm using 1 tin, in a month, which are 30 days, I would be using 30 tins. So whatever you get by dividing by the number of days, You multiply it by 30 days to convert it to a monthly consumption rate. Okay, and then there's something here called month of stock. How long will that stock last in a facility? You get what you have and you divide by the average consumption. It gives you the duration of stay, for how long the stock will remain in your facility. Quickly, let's go to this stock card and see these stock levels. Okay, a stock card we have here is reflecting consumption in the month of July and the month of August. And in the month of July, we used 50 tins plus 130 tins, that is 180, plus 120 tins, that is 300 tins. In the month of July, did I say June? In the month of July, we used 300 tins. Okay, and then in the month of August, we used 250 tins. So our total consumption for the 2 months is 300 plus 250, which is 550. In 2 months, we used the 550 tins. Then we go to our stock balances. We check to see, is there a day during the 2-month period we are using to estimate or to establish our consumption rate. We look and see, is there a time when we had 0 stock? For instance, assuming we had 0 stock on 10th July and we received stock on 29th July. It means for 9 days we didn't have stock. So our consumption rate will be 550 divided by 60 minus 9, which is 51 days. That will give us a daily consumption rate, and then multiply this by 30. That will be our adjusted monthly consumption, assuming on 10th July we had 0 stock, just assuming. That will be our adjusted consumption. We will take the 60 days and remove the 9 days we did not have stock and calculate the consumption rate for the days when we actually had stock. That is our adjusted average monthly consumption. That's how it will be calculated. However, in this stock card of ours, there is no single day we didn't have a stock out. So we are fully stocked for the entire 60 days. So we would take 550 divided by 60, then divide by 30, which is the same as 550 divided by 2. So if I take 550 and divide by 2, my average consumption is 275. So I'll go into my stock card in pencil, using a pencil, and put 275 as my average monthly consumption. After establishing average monthly consumption, and this is in a pencil because next month it might differ, it might change. Maybe next month I may have many patients coming to my facility. You taking this, or might even have less until it goes down. Since it is not static, I use a pencil and should be able to update it next month. Now, after establishing my average monthly consumption, I need to establish my maximum stock level. The formula is here, that maximum stock level is my average monthly consumption times minimum stock level is my average monthly consumption times 2. That's my minimum for ARVs. For essential medicine, the maximum stock we can hold is up to 5 months. But for ARV, 4 months, and the reason why ARV is fixed at 4 months, because that NMS supplies every after 2 months, so we can ask for extra 2 months, which is a buffer for eventualities, just in case NMS delays or you get excess number of patients turning up. The 2 month excess should be able to help us in those unplanned incidences. So we come here and multiply our average monthly consumption by 4. So if I multiply it by 4, what would be my maximum stock level? Would be 1,100. That is my maximum stock level, and it is in pencil because it will change as the average monthly consumption changes. Then my minimum stock level is 2 months, and 2 months wise, I'm giving 2 months as my minimum stock level. I'm getting supplies refilled every after 2 months. So at any given time, I should not stock below 2 months, because if I stock below 2 months, I will not have stock to carry me through till the next delivery. So since my average is 275, I just multiply that by 2, and that is 550. That one becomes my my minimum stock level. So this is how we monitor stock level. So I would look at these 2 stock levels and rate to the stock balance at any given time. So right now I have a stock balance of 3,230. It is far above my minimum stock level, so I'm apparently safe, but it is also far above my maximum stock level. And when I'm stocking above my maximum stock level, it brings in 2 risks. First risk, I might expire the commodity. 2, most of the facilities are limited storage space, so there's no commodity that should be overstocked under limited storage facilities. Should just stock enough we need. So that means we are going to congest our store with the unnecessary burden that we're keeping. And congestion means either we are going to forget this commodity, there are risks of misappropriation if it is a hot cake. There are many likely risks by congesting the stores, losses, damages. You have no free space of movement, so we shouldn't overstock. And then it denies another facility somewhere. Remember, the national forecast does not forecast for only one facility. It is taking care of thousands of other facilities, and they are using the same thinking that you will stock up to 4 months. But now if you one facility, Kaledima, you're stocking more than what you were expected, you are denying another facility stock that's made for them. And we've seen it in many instances. The incidences when a food truck of Septrin went into one region in Kabale and the whole country was stocked out. So it's important that we stock exactly what we need so that the national planning process is not disorganized, and this medicine can still go to other units elsewhere where they are best needed. Thank you very much for listening to me. Our next session is going to talk about a stock book, and we'll discuss why, if we have a stock card, why should we add on another record, stock book. We are going to discuss why we need to have a stock book. But just give you a hint, it is a summary of a stock card. It will summarize all the transactions we had in July into one entry, and then to summarize all the transactions we had in August into one entry, into one line. So and it gives you a snapshot of what is happening to your facility in a year. The whole year's operation will be on one page, and you can look at it and see how your stores operated in the course of the year. and then it helps you to make your orders, as we shall see, accurate orders, because the computation on what you need is going to be entered on a stock book. Thank you very much for listening to me. You can call me and discuss more, but I think after this discussion, our stock cards will be 100% complete and accurately filled. Using this sample that we've done, let's have our stock card in the same way as per this sample. Thank you, and God richly bless you.